All right, welcome back and joining us. I appreciate it. Right now it's hot outside. Hot. It's like, there's a 90-something degrees with about 7,000% humidity. It's really hot. So is the summer good or bad? Good? I think summer is horrible. By the way, you're not doing it right. I think the summer is very bad. And the summer is where we lose our kids. Stop, you're not doing it right. Summer is where we lose our kids. It's an opportunity to gain the kids or we lose the kids. I'm going to tell you why. When I was a child, believe it or not, one time I was a child, we used to get up in the morning when we were young. When we got older, we got even earlier. We used to go outside 8 o'clock in the morning. We used to play until 2 o'clock, all day long. Running in the sand, playing soccer in the sand. 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we're not allowed to be out because there was sleepy time for everybody. Siesta time in Israel, it's like, at the time, it was like sacrilegious you play out. 4 o'clock on the dot, we were waiting. 4 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, boom, we were out until 7 o'clock at night, running all day long. What we used to do between 2 to 4, we used to read. Read. In days that we couldn't play, like right now, at this time, people were makpid that we won't go outside. What we used to do, read. How do we lose our kids? What happens today? Today, every kid has either a laptop or a telephone. And there could not be a worse thing for your future of your kids and the future of our nation than the telephone and the computer. And I'm going to tell you why. Many reasons. First of all, your kids' eyes are going to get all, mishkababbled. If you're going to look at the telephone for a long time, you're going to look far, you can't see. You're ruining your eyes. That's what it is. More importantly, the kids become very passive in self-entertainment. There's no imagination. There's nothing with imagination going on. It's just they're very passive and they get used to this kind of self-entertainment, which is very bad. They're sitting there and they're watching. But the worst thing about it is the infiltration of crazy ideas by agenda-driven people to the mind of your children. Now, I don't care about woke, I don't care about whatever. I got to tell you this, it is impossible that a 9-year-old kid will tell you that he's transgender or he's a homosexual or something like that. It is impossible. The infiltration of garbage into the minds of your kids goes on unattended. And it is horrific. And if you love your kids, if you already chose to bring kids to this world, do them a favor. Not you only yourself, do them a favor. Make sure they are engaged in sports activity all summer. Kids need to play. Don't make them learn all summer long as well. Because they're children. They learn all year long. Let them run in the summer. Be engaged in sport. Okay, I'm not saying they should not daven, Birkat Hamazon. The time, do something, learn with them something light. Most of the time, run. Let the kids run. Run. Sign them to martial arts. Terrific. Martial arts will be terrific. Why? Because you will teach your kids what you are failing to teach them, which is discipline. When you don't have discipline, you're sending your kids to a failure. Let your kids I don't care. Let some Jewish entrepreneur make a martial arts summer camp. What in the world could be better than that? We don't have to play. Do me a favor. Don't put on your kids a black hat and a jacket on in this heat. They're going to hate it. Let them run. Let them take all the excess out. Make sure they read. You always complain that later on your kids leave you. You know why they leave you? Because you didn't spend any time with them. Take time off in the summer. Instead of going to a vacation, spend time with your kids. You have 2 weeks that you're taking off or whatever it is. Spend it with your kids. Go camping. Go camping with your kids. Believe me, your kids are going to remember you way after you're gone when they're going to tell their kids and their grandkids how you took them to sit down around the fire. You made fire in the camp somewhere. Do something with them. Go fishing with your kids. As my little boy at the time, Elazar, when he was young, I used to take all my kids, even my daughters, to go fishing. So one time we didn't catch any fish. We went in, we spent an hour, it was hot. We didn't catch any fish. So I said to him, Elazar, I hope you're not upset that we didn't catch any fish. He was young, I'm telling you, he was like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. He says to me, Abba, it's not about catching fish. It's about the effort. It's about the activity. I said, man, this guy is a Zen master. But yeah, spend time with your kids. Roll with them, hug them, run with them, do stuff. Play frisbee. Make your kids run. But when you allow your kids, because it's convenient to you, and if that's convenient to you, you know what? You should not have having kids. If you don't want to take care of your kids, taking care of your kids is not buying them the newest telephone. Get them a flip phone. If you already want your kid to have a phone, have a flip phone. You cannot expect your child to have self-control when you, A, did not teach him, B, when you don't present any self-control. Get him a flip phone for in case of an emergency. Not that there's anything you can do. God forbid there's an emergency. He can call you until tomorrow. You're not going to be able to come in with guns blazing in to help your kid, right? So, okay, call 911. I said, have your phone with your kids so you know where it is. Get him a flip phone. Why you need to get your kids the newest thing of phone? And if he complains to you that the kids in class make fun of him that he has such a phone, well, that's a good indication to know to switch him to a school when kids don't have that. I'm not saying go back to the Stone Age, at least to the Wild West, but something, it has to be some boundaries. The problem is that we are losing our kids because of two things. Agenda in education, and I'm not just talking about Jewish kids, I'm talking about all kids. Schools became a place to push agendas, not a place to educate. That's A. B, we lose our kids because we don't define the boundaries. Because we allow those ideas to infiltrate into their being, and the kids right now that are exposed to those telephones, the ongoing telephone, basically, I'm going to tell you this, they are lost. Because if they're already now gone into the deep end, they're not going to come out. It's a black hole that we're going into. The deterioration of great societies, great civilization, was because of civil instability. And where we are going is no boundaries. There's no boundaries, there's no stability. So if you love your kids, make sure they're running a summer. Spend time with them. Tell them they read. Tell them to read. My kids were ferocious readers. They used to go to the library. They used to give him bags. He used to come with bags like this. My son finished all the books in the library, in the kids section. He read them all. He would just read. And you know what? Thank God they're big people now. And they all still read. And my grandkids, my daughter is making a big thing because her son is able to go to the library, sign his name. He's 5 years old, 5.5 years old. He's able to sign his name. He's getting his library card. You gaining your kids, you're not letting them loose. Make your kids read. Make your kids do sports. Spend time with your kids. Give them discipline. But through discipline, actual freedom comes. Because if not, they're going to be captives. And that's not something you want to do. Have a great, cool day.